couple add-ons to the Integra. Carbon fiber wing. Side vest, the new wheels. Can't forget the suede steering wheel. Ooh, that's much better than the stock one they had. Beautiful. Carbon fiber mirrors. A little bit of carbon fiber do you justice. What is up, guys? It is a good morning for me. I'm getting started on putting some work in on the TSX. So as you can see, we got a whole new knuckle. Essentially, I needed to replace the wheel hub, and I did not want to press it in. So I bought this online for about 140 bucks. And here's the old one. And the wheel bearing is bad. I don't know if you guys will be able to see that, but there's play going in and outwards. You can't really tell. Or actually all over the place. Up, down, left, right. Can't really see it. But this is a bad wheel bearing. Kind of hear it, but with all the weight and everything on it, it's pretty bad. As well as my upper control arm is bad, so we're going to be replacing the upper control arms. So I'll show you how to do that, but that thing is moving freely up and down. That's never good. So we'll have to take that bolt out. It looks like maybe a 14 millimeter, so we'll take that out and we'll replace the upper control arm as well. And we're going to be replacing the knuckle and ball joint and all that, essentially. And as you guys know, the wheel sensors, they never seem to come out, especially if they were never replaced. I tried to, let's flip it over here. I tried to take this wheel sensor out, and I tried to take the wheel sensor out, and this is what I ended up with. And it's normally what I end up with, where the top will break and then the rest of the sensor is still stuck inside. But I can kind of tell why this one did not want to come out. It's been in there for a while and it is definitely damaged. So with that said, I bought a new speed sensor, and I'm going to be installing it on that, and I should have no problem doing so. So with that said, I'm going to jump into it. This is not going to be a do-it-yourself video. I may go ahead and do the upper control arm as a do-it-yourself video. It's not too hard, so I might throw that in there. But essentially, you're going to take off this bolt. It's either a 17 or a 19 millimeter. You're going to reuse your bracket for the brake caliper. And you're going to take out the 17 millimeter bolt, which is this one here, and your tie rod, which is also a 17 millimeter bolt. And then don't forget the axle, which is a 36 millimeter bolt. You'll take all those bolts out, and then you'll be able to remove this out, but you'll have to use your ball joint puller or use a hammer and smack it a couple times here, smack it a couple times here, and smack it a couple times over here, and you should be able to release your knuckle. But like I said, it's not really a do-it-yourself video. This is just a quick repair, and I will show you guys how to do the upper control arm. So with that said, let me get all this done and we'll get back to it. All right, so like I said, you're gonna disconnect this 17. There's two 14s on that side, but you're not gonna be able to get to them until you remove or loosen your strut. You don't have to fully remove it. All you have to do is take out the 17 millimeter bolt here, and which goes through here and here. So you'll essentially take the bolt out and just drop the strut. It's gonna lay on top of the axle, and you're gonna have to remove the bolts that sit up top right there. There's 3 14s, and then the rest are 12s. You got 3 12s. That's them right there. So once you do that, you'll be able to drop it. And as you can see, now we have space. So you just hold this forward. You can use a bungee cord, or you can have somebody hold it, or you can just kind of finagle it to get it to stay. But as soon as you do that, now you have room to remove the bolts. And you can put a small wrench in there. I'm going to be using a ratchet wrench, the 14. I use a Mac tool, but they make them all over the place. Lowe's, Home Depot, Harbor Freight. As long as you have yourself a ratchet wrench, you should be all set in regards to taking that out. So I'll take out these two 14mm bolts now, and we'll be good to go. So here is a little tip or trick that I like to use on my ratchets. A lot of people will frown upon this, but it gets the job done whenever I need leverage to break a bolt and it's in a tight spot like this. You can see if you had a wrench, a ratchet, then it would probably be hitting the strut, but since you have a wrench, it's more slim. So I put the 14 on there, the ratchet wrench, and then I also put a 17 on it. That way the head of the top of that 17 sits on the bar of the 14. So with that said, this is what I do in regards to leverage. And then I just continue to take it out. Look at that. I still gotta wait on more parts to come in. I got coilovers coming in, but I've been a firm believer, if you take care of your car will take care of you. So got brakes and rotors on the way as well for this. So I gotta wait on coilovers and brakes and rotors, and we'll be good. It's crazy how neglected this car is. That's an upper ball joint and serpentine belt. Like, who lets it get that bad? This thing's a 25 bucks and it takes like 10 minutes to replace them. Alright guys, new brakes and rotors installed, and now we have the suspension in here. So normally I tell you to lower the suspension and then tighten it up, but I have absolutely no room. So essentially what you want to do is try and guesstimate where this upper control arm is going to sit once the suspension is under pressure. So you'll get a jack and then just jack it up right here. I'd say right here on this lip, probably right about right here. It clears this, but I'd say right here is normal for the car to sit, especially a lowered car. It's either here or somewhere inside here in this area. So what we'll do is I'm gonna tighten it down now. It's gonna move a little bit, but my suspension is already set to the correct height, and it will move a little bit, but it's not going to move dramatically because of the lowering springs and all that good stuff. So with that said, just go ahead and tighten these two bolts up, and then you should be all set, and then lower the car and take it for a test drive. Yeah boy, I had to lift it about an inch from the first photo that I sent you because it was hitting the fender, but she's still nice and tucked. Put the side skirts on. But look at that. In the back it's tucked a little bit more, but she's looking fucking gorgeous. Especially with this. Ooh, look at them clouds.